manslaughter trial into Abdi's death continued today after the release of crucial surveillance video showing the police takedown. CTV's Joanne Schnurr joins us with more. Joanne?
Graham, this is day 10 of the Monsieur manslaughter trial. For all but really one day, the same witness had been on the stand, the SIU investigator whose job it was to collect evidence at the scene, including that footage from 55 Hilda. A warning that the video is graphic and some may find it disturbing. The footage shows Abdirahman Abdi as he tries to run into his apartment building on Hilda Street, and Constable David Weir tries to stop him, striking him several times with his baton, then foot. Constable Daniel Monsieur then arrives and appears to punch Abdi before both officers wrestle him to the ground. Weir has not been charged in this case. Justice Robert Kelly released 2 versions of the video, but court only saw about 30 seconds of each of them. This surveillance footage is key for both the Crown and defense. The Crown is hoping it will prove that Monsieur used excessive force in the takedown of Abdi and is responsible for his death. The defense is arguing that there were disclosure issues with this footage and with what they're referring to as the doctored version of it. Monsieur is charged with manslaughter, aggravated assault, and assault with a weapon after the July 24, 2016 encounter with Abdi. Today, court heard testimony from an employee at the Hindenburg Community Center who had an interaction with Abdi shortly before police became involved. Kaylin Cullum said Abdi had followed him into the center as he was unlocking it that Sunday morning. He testified that Abdi's mouth was agape, his eyes were intense, and he had a blank stare almost. Cullum said his speech was incomprehensible, except for a few words: government, corruption, and sexuality. And then, Paris, Germany, and standing with your brothers. Monsieur's defense lawyer, Michael Edelson, suggested there was possibly some sinister meaning behind those words and asked Cullum if he recalls terrorist attacks at that same time in both Paris and Germany, and then asked, is it fair to say when Abdi said Paris and Germany that at least one of those came to mind when he said standing with your brothers? Cullum replied yes, but added that Abdi hadn't scared him at any point and he didn't feel Abdi was violent. The case is scheduled to last 12 weeks with the Crown to call 31 witnesses. We're into witness number 2. Defense said late today they're very frustrated with the pace of the trial, clearly the judges as well, and suggested a timeline to keep the trial moving forward. Graham.
All right, CTV's Joanne Schnurr reporting live for us tonight. Thanks.
Well, the manslaughter trial of Ottawa Police Constable Daniel Monsieur resumed today after a lengthy break.
The reinforced knuckle gloves that Monsieur wore the day that Abdirahman Abdi died were introduced.
Manslaughter trial of Ottawa Police Constable Daniel Monsieur resumed today after a lengthy break.
The reinforced knuckle gloves that Monsieur wore the day that Abdirahman Abdi died were introduced as evidence.
CTV's Joanne Schnurr covering this trial for us. Joanne. Well, it's been 3 weeks since the Monsieur trial broke after only 3 days of testimony, all over a piece of video that Monsieur's defense alleged had been doctored. Video we've yet to see.
Can you be quiet, please?
Unexpected.
Surprises over the weekend?
We'll find out.
Today, Monsieur's lawyer, Michael Edelson, said he hopes there were no more surprises as he headed into court today. Back on the stand was the SIU investigator, David Robinson, who was responsible for collecting evidence at the scene. Photos and video and the clothing worn by both police constables and Abdi. Robinson was shown a pair of assault gloves worn by Monsieur that summer day in 2016. He testified there were traces of red material on one knuckle, along with red stains on Constable David Weir's pants and shoes, and multiple stains on the paving stones outside 55 Hilda, where Abdi died. It was this same witness, the SIU investigator, who collected that CCTV footage that is expected to be a centerpiece of this case for both the Crown and defense. The trial continues tomorrow. Graham.
All right.